If you're dating a narcissist, you're married to a narcissist, or you're in a family or friend relationship with a narcissist, chances are you've heard the words no contact before. And you know that in most cases, it's the best possible solution to dealing with the relationship and moving forward in your life. No contact is not the only solution, but it is the best solution in these situations. So if you're contemplating whether or not to go no contact and you're trying to figure out how to stay no contact, this video is for you. Today, QueenBeing.com, Kim, Saeed, and I will discuss exactly what no contact is and how to do it best. Kim Saeed is also the author of the book, How to Do No Contact Like a Boss. And in today's video, she's going to share with you some new information that she didn't even put in the book. So let's get started. My name is Angie Atkinson, and on this channel, I offer free daily video coaching to help you discover, understand, and overcome narcissistic abuse in toxic relationships. I like to call it toxic relationship rehab. Does that sound good to you? If so, hit that subscribe button and let's get going. So before we get too deep into the subject, I'm going to start you off with a really brief definition of exactly what no contact looks like. What are the basic rules of no contact? Take a look.
So the no contact rule, simply put, is enacted when you end all contact with the toxic narcissist. This includes, but isn't limited to, the following. First, stop taking the narcissist's phone calls. Block him or her on all social media networks. Don't schedule or encourage visits with the narcissist. Stop seeing him or her, or speaking to or interacting with him or her in any way.
Now, again, like I said, no contact is very often easier said than done. So that's why we're going to talk about the no contact relapse in connection to no contact. So what does that mean? Well, I've talked about this in a previous video, so I'm going to share with you a little section of that video to help you understand exactly why it's so hard to go no contact and what you can do about it. Take a look.
So you're considering going no contact with your narcissist. Congrats, you're finally on your way to taking back your life. Are you ready to leave? Have you already left, and maybe are you just still trying to decide what to do? In any case, you need to know something important. It's not your fault that you feel so drawn to your abuser. Why do you still want your narcissist when they're so terrible to you? Why is it so hard to go no contact? In case you weren't aware of what no contact means in reference to narcissistic relationships, let's define it. The no contact rule defined. Simply put, the no contact rule is enacted when you end all contact with the toxic narcissist. This includes, but is not limited to, the following. Stop taking the narcissist's phone calls. Block him or her on all social media networks. Do not schedule or encourage visits with the narcissist. Stop seeing, speaking to, or in any way interacting with him or her. It's not rocket science, right? Then why is it so difficult to enact and then stick to the no contact rule? I wrote a book called Your Love is My Drug, and there's a scientific basis for the title. Researchers say that romantic love is an addiction, as in it affects your brain just like a drug. Logically, you know you shouldn't do things that are bad for you, like drugs. And toxic people who are bad for our lives, well, we know we need to get and stay away, right? It's just not always that easy. Romantic love actually stimulates the same area of the brain as addiction. According to scientists, we are biologically related to behave that way. There is an evolutionary spin here. The loss of a potential baby-making mate would be bad for us as a species. On top of that, humans are hardwired to develop bonds to other humans. It's another survival urge. Add together your biological need to bond and the need to keep your mate, or to feel great distress in the loss of your mate. What do you have? It affects you like a drug, your relationship with this toxic person. And when you're not getting the sweet poison, you might just miss it. A lot like a crack addict might miss his fix.
All right. Now this is the discussion that I had with Kim Saeed about going no contact and how to stay no contact and exactly why no contact is so difficult. Take a look.
When do you believe it's time to go no contact with a toxic person, and what are your personal deal breakers or guidelines for that?
The deal breakers, because it is kind of hard to determine when you're in the thick of it. Am I being abused? Is this really that bad? Because we do deny a lot of it because it's not something to be ashamed of. It's just part of a trauma response. We don't want to accept that this is actually happening, and it's just our primal way of dealing with these traumatic events. So the deal breakers would be if that person is talking badly to your children, verbally abusing your children, and maybe even physically abusing them, or telling you, maybe you have teenage children telling you, oh, you need to throw them out. They need to be responsible. I can't deal with this. If you want to stay together, you got to get rid of your son or your daughter. Those are red flags. I would never agree to anything like that. Maybe they're harming your pet. Physical abuse.
Of any kind, right?
Of any kind. And that could, that, as you said, could be or manifest in different ways. Constant infidelities. You wouldn't believe the number of people I have heard from and worked with who have to go out and get monthly STD checks with their doctors.
It's terrible.
You're really putting your life on the line when you stay with someone like that. So maybe you start noticing some cognitive decline. Maybe you've been with the person for several years and you start noticing the fog, the inability to remember things. It does cause brain damage. So those are the big deal breakers for me.
Gotcha. Now let me ask, I want to circle back around. One of the things you said was constant infidelity. So if somebody cheats once, do you think it's possible to work it out with that person, or no, in general?
You mean inside of any relationship?
Yeah, just in general.
Personally, I don't think I could overcome it, only because it's not really the sexual infidelity that would bother me so much. It would be the betrayal of the friendship.
Totally. Yeah, I'm with you.
So personally, I wouldn't be able to forgive that, but some people might feel differently.
Yeah. I'm exactly where you are. I don't think I could. That's one of my deal breakers myself. Yeah. Okay. Next question.
Okay.
What are the most important things to remember when you do go no contact? What, just like you're the no contact boss, aren't you? So,
right,
girl.
Well, I did write my book a few years ago, and I've learned a little bit since then. The book is still accurate and it's still good, but what I've learned since then is a lot of what we go through has to do with neuropsychology. So it's dealing with different response systems in our bodies, biochemicals and that sort of thing. So there are things we should avoid doing after we've gone no contact. And the first would be, do not agree to be friends with the narcissist. That never works out. Typically what happens is you become, maybe you were the main source of supply in that relationship, then you become the side supply or the booty call or something along those lines. And you will never be able to move forward with your life if you remain friends with a narcissist, because first you want to ask yourself, do I want to be friends with someone who's treated me this way? But secondly, am I willing to live the rest of my life like this? So first is don't agree to remain friends under any circumstances. And the other thing would be to find a way to avoid looking at social media. Figure out a way. The only time we should remain in contact with a narcissistic individual is in cases of shared custody, or maybe if you shared a business. Otherwise, there's really no reason to leave them with access to your phone. So you definitely want to try to avoid self-sabotaging with reasons why we have to leave that line of communication open. What happens is, unfortunately, we get addicted to that cycle of being very, very low, like we just broke up, we're feeling discarded, we're feeling unworthy, and then maybe the narcissist sends a little emoji. And we're all excited. We get that rush of euphoria. So over time, we get addicted to the ups and the downs. We get addicted to the drama. Yep. So you want to cut down any source that's going to make you feel that way. And that is, don't go to the social media accounts. Don't remain on Facebook groups that are just harping on and on. Everyone's venting. No one's moving forward. That's also going to release those victim peptides. And not only that, it keeps those neural pathways strong. So
Yep.
you want to starve those pathways so that you can eventually get to a place of healing and changing your thought patterns.
Yep. I love that and I totally agree. Good stuff. Good stuff.
Good stuff, right? Okay. Finally, I'm going to share with you a few more tips on how to stay no contact, how to prevent falling off the wagon, so to speak. So take a look.
So now you're probably wondering, well, how do I stay no contact then if it's so hard? Stick with me. We're going to get through this. There are links for the resources I'm talking about in the description below. So take a look. Okay, so how do you make sure that you don't break no contact? Well, here are my best tips and some free resources that I think are going to help you. Number one, make sure that you tell someone that you're going no contact and that you touch base with them every day. Accountability is intensely helpful. Consider this person sort of your no contact buddy. If you don't have a friend or family member you trust, you can join a group like SPAN, which is support for people affected by narcissistic abuse and toxic relationships. You can join that at queenbeing.com/SPAN. Number two, make a list of all the reasons you're going no contact and put it somewhere you can grab it fast for the hard times. Pull it out anytime you feel weak and remind yourself why you're doing this. Consider having a copy of it on your phone too, just in case you need it when you're not at home. Number three, go to queenbeing.com/60days and download your free copy of my no contact calendar. It's a 60-day calendar filled with activities to keep you on track during the early days of no contact. Number four, take your time and allow your emotions to flow, but not forever. I suggest setting an end date on your mourning. Choose any day you like, but never longer than 30 days. I suggest anywhere from a weekend to a month, depending on the length and the nature of the relationship. When your mourning phase is done, then you decide that it's time to start your life over again and really do it. Number five, start focusing on yourself. Consider getting a new look and start focusing on finding your passion. Or if you don't know what your passion is, you can always visit queenbeing.com/passion and download your free passion finder. Number six, get out of the house. When you're ready, get out and do something different. Maybe you want to check out meetup.com and find a group that shares an interest you have. And be social. It'll feel weird at first, but even casual contact with the outside world can be so healthy for you during this time. If you need it, there's an online course over at Life Makeover Academy that you can take to revamp your social life. Number seven, remember that going no contact opens your life for new and better relationships once you've healed. None of us are getting any younger, and listen, don't you deserve to be happy? Keep your end goals in mind. While it feels easier to sometimes go back to what you know, in the long run, you're going to be so glad you stayed no contact. Trust me, I know what I'm talking about here.
We don't have to accept crumbs. We don't have to accept less than we deserve. And when we can start to love ourselves in the way that we deserve to be loved, we can start to set boundaries and set standards for ourselves and not accept less than we deserve. So my friend, if you do nothing else for yourself this year in 2018, I want you to do this. Raise your standards. Set your boundaries, know who you are, and love yourself enough to enforce them. All right, now this brings me to the question of the day. And the question of the day is, are you going no contact? Have you already gone no contact? Are you stressing about no contact? What is your experience with no contact? What has it been so far? Are you successfully doing it? Have you relapsed? What's going on with you? Share your thoughts, your experiences, your ideas, your struggles in the comments section below, and let's talk about it. Make sure you check out the videos in the links above and in the description below for additional information on going and staying no contact after a relationship with a narcissist. If you need more videos on no contact, let me know that too, because I will be more than happy to produce them. Just let me know specifically what you're looking for in the comments section below. That's all I've got for you right now. As always, thank you so much for being a part of my day and a part of my life. And hey, thanks for letting me be a part of yours. It really does mean a lot to me. I'll see you soon.
It's my mission to teach others what I know to be true. You really can create the life you want. Take care of your body, take care of your soul, nurture the real you, and introduce him or her to the world. Be comfortable in your own skin and in your place in this world. Take your spot, take it now, and the universe will take its cue from you. You feel me? If so, subscribe to my channel. Let's get it done together.